So here we are with episode 12 of the Apothecary Diaries. Last episode, Adu left, Fengmin died, and we found out that Adu and Jinshi are potentially mother and son. So there's that. Oh yeah, and we also found out that perhaps the kidnapping of Maomao might not have just been a random coincidence. So we'll just have to see if we're gonna continue on that. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access to non-seasonal and some seasonal shows on the YouTube memberships. Other than that, let us get started. Oh, straight to it. Assets were confiscated. Oh, it's the connection between them to Maomao. Who did business with them? 80 children of those. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Was one such family. If I wish. That's right, you've got the power, huh? And after that talk that you've had with her, and keep her at the rear palace. So, like, you could just let her go? But you're... I'm so afraid of the rift. She was just a convenient pawn. Yeah, I thought you were just she was just a toy that you enjoyed playing with. Mass layoffs. Oh, I don't want to get fired. Oh no. Oh shit. Goes to Jinshi. Jinshi, please. Please, Jinshi, don't fire me. Meanwhile, Jinshi's just over here. There might be some sort of connection. Damn, she really went to every single pavilion. What are you also? No, this is where Adu was. Whew, been running around the whole place. Yeah, the rear palace is pretty big. She's at least she's getting her steps in, that's for sure. Oh, there he is. What do you want to do? And yet she's so much more, huh? I'm enjoying my current life. In the end, you're just a pawn, huh? Like I'm not begging. I'll make sure you're compensated. Ooh! Ah! R.I.P. Maomao. Yeah, you're the one who fucking told her to go! You're going to regret this. Should not be treated. Mm-hmm. I know. She's a whole human being. Damn, dude. Yeah, she's coming with all the 3 princesses? Oh, snap. Just so you look better by comparison. To boost us up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Go make a fortune. Hey, we steal something, huh? Oh, there's Jinshi. Where's Jinshi? It was in a corner somewhere. God, they just get like a fully baked fish for themselves. I can't even finish a whole fish by myself. Oh, there's Jinshi. It's all sad and shit. Why are you here then? If you want to be... Oh? Yes. Yet. Uh-oh. Oh, I guess you better pay for her cut then. Oh. Hmm. This fool. Yeah, where else would I be able to get the taste poison? You don't express yourself. Oh? Well, maybe you should fucking ask her first before you fucking touch her. Yo, the 3 princesses looking. Ooh, it's like a kiss. Oh shit! Oh shit! Not bad, you. I know. Who's the taster now that you're gone? Oh shit. Granny's such a mafia boss. Are you going back? Is that water or alcohol? I mean, if it is alcohol, I mean, it's... At least it'll, you know, warm her belly and such. Usually alcohol is in that. A garden and a cage. Ah, the recap. Ah, that was good, you know? I'm glad they added that to the recap. Well, I thought there was something more to the whole thing with Maomao being connected to Fengmin, but perhaps it was just her getting fired. Oh, don't fall asleep now. Oh, do you want to go back to her palace? Instead of getting kidnapped and sold, you can just, you know, get hired. Oh, a beautiful noble. She's like, yes! Growing for... Huh? Congratulations. You're back in the rear palace. Wow. But under a different contract, huh? You know? At least a portion of your stuff isn't going to get taken to the, to the merchants who sold you, you know? So that's nice. Alright, I'm gonna go write my notes, and we will be right back to the center. I love here in this part where Gaoshan says, if finding a replacement won't do, right? Replacement for Maomao, perhaps I can speak to that military officer. Dude, Gaoshan's just like, you know what? If we can't find him like another toy, although he did say that maybe Maomao isn't, you know, a toy. She's an actual human being, who would have thought. But if we can't find a replacement for her, let's just get him to a place filled with, like, I don't know, the best pussy. That's... Come on now, Jinshi, let get you drowned in pussy. Maybe that'll make you forget about Maomao. We've seen her in the beginning, right? And then we saw her when Maomao came back, and now here we have the third... What are they called again? I keep on saying the third princess. Of the... of the Pleasure District and whatever, you know? The three famous ladies out here. And... You know what? Just because she looks cool, calm, and collected, I like her. You know, I will say, I like all three of them, alright? Very fun. But you know what? I think after this, this lady, I still don't know what her name is. I have not written down the other girl's name. Actually, I'll be honest, I've forgotten every single one of their name. I don't think I've written down... I know that that's Paiden, the girl on the right, but I have not written down anybody else's name. It's related to... Alright. I have not updated my character name sheet in, like, a very long time, so... Yeah, they're princesses, yeah. The Pedigree House's princesses. Oh, she's out here making beautiful music, too. Good shit, dog, good shit. Okay, I was over here thinking about, like, where were they doing to cover her arm full of, like, fucking scars, because she keeps testing poison on it, so she just has, like, I don't know, like a... just a little giant armband around her. Oh yeah, it's like an arm sleeve around. Very fun that it's, like, does not match with, like, the color of her dress at all. Oh, I love that background. That's just so nice. The fact that, like, you know, they're talking and in the technically they're in the they're in the foreground, and in the background it's still very animated with the three princesses, you know, the one playing the erhu, however that is pronounced, and we've got Paiden dancing and then the other girl is singing. Very nice. Wow, that's just so nice. Okay. I love that, like, they literally stopped just to look at her. Ada? I can't watch. The teasing. Gaoshan's just like, good. I was thinking maybe Gaoshan was playing a 3D chess move this whole time, since he knows that she's in the Pleasure District, right? Right here, you know, I see her, she's just out here just fucking grabbing onto Maomao. She can't escape. Very cute, dude. Very adorable. These three princesses, dude. I don't want anything bad to happen to them, alright? Look at her just going, so adorable, dude. So adorable. So, who was that? Oh, very good. Mama's over here like, yeah, that might be a good idea after all. You know, you buying me out? He's over here like, what? Buying us like a courtesan? Nah, fam, I just want to get hired to work at the rear palace again. It's ending my spirits. God, dude. Fucking Jinshi's out here just so I'm like, she said no, alright? She said no several times. Stop fucking pushing. Man's out here trying to use this pretty privilege. Alright, so that was episode 12 of the Apothecary Diaries. That's the end of the first core, so that's fun. I mean, since it's the end of the first core and everything, we gotta have a little bit of a recap, you know? Remember all the times, remember all the things that were happening in the past 11 episodes? Good times, good times. And I think I said it, right? I think that was like the third song that we've had, because the first song was in episode 3. I don't know if there was one for Li Hua. I'm not really sure on that one. But there was another one on when they were talking about, it was like episode 8 or something, when they were talking about the topic of death and everything. When there was like 2 murders that had two quote-unquote murders that was happening. I believe that was 3 or 4, whichever one. But yeah, that's this is a conclusion, right, to the first core, and we'll just have to see. This is also like the conclusion to Maomao's first contract, anyways, because she had gotten sold off by these people who kidnapped her, and now she's getting hired again, but she's going to go under a new contract. I would assume it's got to go under Jinshi, since he's the one who's buying her out and everything. So that'll be nice, you know. I guess I don't know, shouldn't she getting a cut of her pay? But at the very least, you know, she doesn't have to have a portion of her cut be taken by the kidnappers, so that's pretty fun. I mean, that's nice. And the whole thing with like Jinshi looking at like the fact that Maomao is like has a connection to Fangmin's business. I was just like, oh, maybe that kidnap is not like, what is it? That kidnap was not just a random thing, but no, it might still just be a random thing. It's just that the merchants had ties to Fangmin, which I'm just, or Fangmin's family, I mean. So I suppose that's the whole thing, and that's why Jinshi was so, he's a little upset at this whole spiel, because from what we've learned, after Fangmin was executed, they went through all of her assets, and they went through all of her business ties, and they find that within these business ties, 80 of the servants out of 2,000 are connected to Fangmin's family, so they gotta fire every single one of these ladies, just to make sure, you know, that there's no more influence from the Fangmin's family, even after she's dead and all that, you know? So there's a mass layoff, and unfortunately, Maomao is a part of this mass layoff, and oh, dude. Here we have in this beginning, where Jinshi is being super serious, and he's just like, what do I need to do? And Gaoshin's just like, well, you can just keep it a secret and just keep her. You don't have to fucking put her on the termination list. It's up to you. And that goes back to Jinshi, who's just like, yeah, you know, it doesn't matter if it's right or it's wrong. It's because I have the power and I can just do whatever the fuck I want. It's a big fucking responsibility. And again, it's a big power. And as he says, right, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong or not. I can just fucking do it out of my own personal interests. And that's sort of, it's kind of, you know, politics. Personal interests. Whatever gets you the most money, you know? So here in this part where he says, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. If I say so, it will be done. Given how she likes to separate the commoners from the nobles, she'd obey any order no matter how much she disagrees. And then we get back to this scene where where Jinshi, you know, he's a little past the mourning stage of that man that he looked up to, but, you know, it's still a bit of a fresh wound. And Maomao just comes in and she's just like, look, if I gotta die, can you at the very least let me die via poison or something, you know, let me die through something that I enjoy. And that was what, that was upsetting Jinshi, because he's just like, what the fuck, you know, like, why would you say that? And Maomao make it clear that, hey, our lives are pretty much indispensable. You can just cut us off at any moment, and that's just how life goes, right? Maomao accepts the fact that she is simply just a commoner, and her life is not, her life is not on par with that of a noble. And you can kind of see that with the way that Gaoshin thinks about Maomao. Gaoshin has consistently thought of Maomao as simply Jinshi's toy throughout this first core, and truly that's That's all he thought. I'm not like it's whether Gaoshan actually thinks. I mean, kind of the way that he says like, oh, maybe maybe Maomao isn't just a toy after all. And all that jazz. So maybe in his head he kind of does think about that too, because he is on a status of that would be comparable to nobles. He thinks about that, but he also is thinking about it of what he thinks would of what Jinshi would think, because he has known Jinshi ever since he was a kid, and he knows how much of a fucking spoiled brat he is. He's always wanting some fucking toy, and if he doesn't get what he wants, he's gonna fucking cry about it. So he pretty much knows Jinshi, but he hadn't really expected this change from Jinshi. But I'm just bringing this up to just showcase how Maomao thinks of herself, and then how she expect the nobles to think about her, and we have the evidence of Gaoshan. Okay, so going back to this, he thinks it would be simple to give the order, conceal the facts, and keep her at the rear palace. But if that goes against her will, how would she feel if she learned she'd been forced to stay in a place she disliked so? I'm so afraid of the rift between us widening any further. We're continuing to see how this relationship between him and Maomao continues to stir, right? You know, Maomao is still kind of just like, this fella, you know, he's just a lad. She sees a different side of him from time to time, but other than that, he's just a fucking lad. But Jinshi, he sees Maomao as so much more, and he begins to worry about her chastity so much more, you know? I wonder why. And he is afraid of continuing to widen this relationship that they already have, because he knows that there's a big difference between their status, right? He is a noble and she is a commoner, and she knows her place, and she won't go any further up above someone like Jinshi. So I like that we had this turmoil from Jinshi as he starts to think about the power that he has over Maomao, and the fact that he knows that Maomao had been kidnapped and she was being put here to work against her will. So this could possibly be the perfect opportunity for her to leave the rear palace and for her to return back to her old life. But he has that selfishness where, like, well, maybe she doesn't want to be here, but I want her to be here. But if she doesn't want to be here, I don't want our relationship to be bad. So he's trying to do what's best for her, not realizing that in the next scene, Maomao realizes that if she has any connection to Fangmin, she's going to get fired as well. So she's just over here like, oh shit, if I get fired, I still owe a fucking debt because of Lihaku, and the granny's just gonna fucking sell me to some fucking dude, make me work as a curse. So she's just over here like, oh shit, I don't want to get fired just yet. And so we have Jinshi, who's just so worried about the fact that maybe she doesn't want to be here. And Maomao is just like, all right, I want to continue to be here, all right? I need to go find Jinshi, and I need to tell this man that I want to continue and work here, all right? Don't fire me, please. So she finds Jinshi after running all over the frickin' rear palace, and they get to talk, right? She talks about, hey, am I getting fired? And he's like, well, you are on the list for termination. What do you want to do? And he is so desperately trying to get her opinion, what she wants to do. And Maomao, who continues to know her place, right? She does not want to beg in front of a noble. That's she probably shouldn't be doing that. I'm just starting to look at Jinshi's shoes now. Oh my god, those pointed tips. Oh, dude, those must be very uncomfortable. Anyways, yeah, Maomao knows her place, and because of that, she's not gonna straight out be like, Jinshi, please. I don't want to get fired. I'll do anything, please. She can't do that. She can't just grovel on the ground. That's not her thing either, right? So she tries to she tries to communicate it as vaguely as possible. And the way that she says it, right? Look, I'll do anything. All right, I'll do as you order. I'll cook. I'll do manual labor. I'll taste poison. And in her head, she's just like, look, you can cut my pay if you want to. I just want to be here. She doesn't say that out loud, but she says it in her head. And I thought it was very funny that, like, she's trying her best to tell him to not fire her, but Jinshi had gone through this turmoil, and like he's just over here thinking about how like, oh, she knows her place, so she's just gonna do whatever is ordered even if she disagrees with it. And so by Maomao not saying her true feelings, she falls into Jinshi's trap. Jinshi's trap that he accidentally laid out. So he's just like, oh, so she's saying that she'll do anything if I order her? That means that she definitely does not want to work here anymore. But also, it points it back to him, so, and he thinks that he wants her to stay here out of his own selfishness, but he doesn't want to do that, because again, he doesn't want a rift between them and their relationship. He literally tossed the ball into her side of the court, and she's just like, alright, let me just lob it right back over. So he just fires her, but with compensation instead. Which kind of fits to, despite this feeling like a serious scene, like the way that the mood is and like the music, but the moment he goes and he's just like, yeah, you know, I'll make sure that you're compensated, and then Maomao's just like, what the fuck? And immediately afterwards, we had like the narrator going like, oh, negotiation failed, Maomao is let go, and then we had like a little bit of an upbeat comedic music. As Maomao just goes and leaves, and Jinshi is just super fucking sad. He's got mushroom growing on him and everything. And I love Gokuyo's expression. She's just like, you're going to regret this. You know that, right? And Hongyan is just so unamused. Oh, fantastic, dude. Fantastic. Well, Jinshi regrets his decision, but he thought that this was for the best. You know, he doesn't know whether she actually wanted to work there or not, because she wasn't straightforward with her answer. Just two idiots not knowing how to communicate with one another because of a very big difference in power and status. And again, very understandable, right? Jinshi was trying to get Maomao to like talk to him like she would a fucking friend or something. You know, like, hey, what do you want to do? And it's just like, no, dude. There's such a big difference in status that, like, no, she's not gonna fucking say this. Again, with, like, him tossing the ball into her court, right? Like, Maomao knows that she has no power. She's a commoner. So she's just like, yeah, I don't have the fucking power. Just take the ball back. But hey, the nice thing about Maomao getting fired and then going back to the Vedigri house, however that is pronounced, we get to see the three princesses, so that's pretty nice. Like I said, I like them. Very nice. Here they are at this rich person's house, for the three princesses here to all of them to be here, right? Maomao says whoever is hosting this party, they're like rich. They're like super fucking rich. Like, this is a whole year's worth of pay. And here they are fucking spending it. And we've got Jinshi in the fucking corner just, oh. Why am I here? Gaoshin, come on now. You gotta drown in pussy somehow. But again, maybe Gaoshin is playing 4D chess, you know? He knows that that Maomao is gonna be here. Maomao and Jinshi meet each other after a week or so. And I do like this whole conversation that they have, kind of. I mean, again, we have that whole thing where Jinshi is over here, you know, caring about her chastity and all that. You know, oh, you're working part-time as a courtesan? Does that mean that you've been, you know, with other men and all that? God. And again, you know, Maomao's just like, no, I haven't taken any personal people yet, you know? But, you know, if you buy me out or something. Oh, by the way, I can, if you hire me again, I can work at the Rear Palace, you know? I'd like to be a poison taster again. That's the only time I can get to taste poison. Come on now, Jinshi, hire me. So we've got Jinshi, pushing on to Maomao yet again. It's, as I said, pretty privilege out here. This man's lucky that he's pretty. Because if he isn't, ooh, more people are gonna be upset at how persistent he is. You know, Maomao's over here like, yo, don't touch me. I was going to say, this is like, you know, courtesans, strippers, you know, they kind of have the same rules, you know? Don't fucking touch. You can look, but you can't touch. I was just like, yo, dog, don't touch. He's like, can't you just bend the rule a little bit? No! But, again, pretty privilege. Man's out here, got the prettiness. It's all coming from Abdul, I tell you. But I will say, just from this, it's a light touch, and also, you know, all the other times where he's just like casually touching on her shoulder or like touching her hair or something, which is something that you probably, not probably, you definitely shouldn't be doing to. You know, to other people, especially their hair, you know, like, don't fucking touch their hair without asking first. But man's out here utilizing his pretty privilege as much as possible. But here in this part where, after fucking persisting and Maomao having to give up because she's just like, oh, I know how persistent he is. Okay, fine, you can fucking touch me with your just your finger. I will say, it's a rather smooth move, the way that he does it, right? He gets a little bit of her lipstick, and then he kisses it. And it stains his lip, right? A little indirect kiss out here. Man played a move on her, which I thought would have been a little bit better if she actually gave him permission, and not having to be coerced. But afterwards, after taking a bath with Mafia Granny and all that, dude, she's such a mafia. Of course I'm still gonna get my money from you. We've got Maomao who goes out in the snow. And we've got a whole fucking recap because it is the end of the core, so we've gotta have all these stuff that is to be seen. And then afterwards, you know, as she thinks what's going to happen from now on, we immediately get hit with the next scene of Jinshi coming in to buy out Maomao, right? She got a lot of gold for Granny. Granny's super happy. She's just like, yo, dog, check out this money! Hell yeah, you fucking bag a good guy, Maomao. And then Jinshi gives her a, what is it? An herb? Is what it says? An herb growing from an insect. And whoo-wee, that just got the both of them just dancing so much. But he got all this, right? Because he wants to get Maomao. And so she's gonna come back to the rear palace. Because if she doesn't, then like, how are we gonna continue the story, you know? The whole thing, most of the story takes place in the rear palace, so we can't just have her leave and go to a whole new place and have a whole new cast or some shit. So yeah, that's the end of this core. I thought that episode 1 to 12 were pretty good. There were 2 episode-ish that I thought were pretty meh, but that's just my personal feelings and the way that I didn't really enjoy the way that I went and all that. But again, I don't think that they're bad. I just don't like them personally. The Apothecary Diary has been a very fun journey. Beautiful artwork, and the music has just been absolutely fantastic, and how it very much touches the tune of Chinese music, especially like, you know, ancient Chinese music, and the way that they use the Chinese instruments and everything. It's very good. I love it. And they've got all these songs that, like, I think are nice, but, like, I personally don't really care much about. Especially when you play, like, I don't know, like an entire song, you put it into the episode, I'm just like, I don't care. Even if it's, like, just a minute and 30 seconds or something, I'm just like, whatever. I tune out within, like, 30 seconds. But I appreciate that they've got songs in here and all that, so that's nice. You know, if people enjoy that, then that's good. They had one great slap scene out here, and I fucking love it, dude. It is fantastic. And yeah, I love just about every characters that we've got, you know, and the characters that they've made to be hateable are quite hateable, and I enjoy it. And that's pretty much my mini review for this first core. We'll just have to see how the second core goes. If I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.